Hi, I'm Annika Chapin, Signature's Director of Artistic Development. Join me as I go into the words of one of my favorite songs from Joe Iconis' The Untitled, Unauthorized Hunter S. Thompson musical, The Song of the Brown Buffalo. Songs can function many different ways inside a musical. They can act as scenes, revealing truths between or inside characters even before they know them. They can introduce the audience to a place or a community, or kickstart the dramatic stakes of a show. And sometimes a song can introduce a character, telling us key information about who they are and how they function in the narrative. The Untitled, Unauthorized Hunter S. Thompson musical by Joe Iconis takes us inside the head of the great gonzo journalist Hunter S. Thompson. It covers his life from birth to death and beyond. So some of the songs are this kind of character portrait, introducing us to new people in Hunter's life. One such character blazes into the show midway through the first act, and the song he sings completely shifts the power dynamic of the show up until this point. The character is Oscar Zeta Acosta, the Mexican-American activist, author, and attorney, a very real person, and his introduction is the Song of the Brown Buffalo, an absolutely fantastic song that pretty much stops the show. Up until that point, Hunter has been the unquestioned force dominating the narrative, but with the arrival of this song, Oscar effortlessly takes over. As Joe Iconis said, hijacking the show from Hunter for 3.5 minutes. The song falls right after Hunter has been spending time with hippies and delighting in their peaceful efforts to combat injustice. Oscar's first line to Hunter is bullshit, and the song continues in that energy, challenging Hunter with a surge of energy and music that cannot be ignored. And every part of the song adds up to a whole that commands attention, conveys force, power, and immense swagger, and tells us in the audience what we need to know about this new character and what his relationship to Hunter will be.
Hey, white man, do you know what I am? I'm the brown buffalo by way of Mexico. I am an attorney on a lifelong journey. I fight for Chicano power. Never met a man I couldn't devour. Never met a plan I couldn't put in place. They attack, I brace. They escape, I chase. I'm a tad temperamental, so get out my face. I'm mad monumental, see my dick from space. I am strength for the weak. I am speed for the slow. This is the song of the brown buffalo.
Oscar has interrupted Hunter's narrative, and Hunter replies with, "Who the hell are you?" Oscar answers this in several ways. First, lyrically, he refers to Hunter dismissively as white man, and refers to himself not as a who, but as a what, the brown buffalo, which the real Oscar Acosta was indeed called. Hunter is just a white man, but Oscar, a man of color whose experience fighting American injustice is very different from Hunter's, is something beyond human, something more powerful and brutal. And musically, we get these fantastic chords that feel poised and ready to strike. They give space for Oscar to explain himself in a variety of ways. The quick and clever rap describing and mimicking his fighting style, the moody, get out of my face, and the almost super heroic, I am strength for the weak, I am speed for the slow, ending on that beautiful high note that befits that noble sentiment, and which shows off the gorgeous voice of the extraordinary George Salazar, who plays Oscar. There's a lot coming at us, and Joe Iconis has said that he wanted this first part to feel like it is assaulting Hunter and the audience with language, raw and aggressive. The music feels like it's holding back, waiting for him to unleash his full power while he explains who he is. And then it backs off entirely for his last line. This is the song of the brown buffalo. Again, Oscar is placing himself as a creature almost of legend, who has his own song that he's not just singing right now, but which might be a known ballad passed down. And he slows down so that we know to lean in and listen closely. Even before we're in the full swing of things, Oscar has established himself as someone to be reckoned with via this musical introduction. And the music is indeed about to be fully unleashed upon us.
Hey, I'm beastly and I'm brutish, and my fur is caked with gore. I'm the trouble you've been looking for. And you don't know I'm brilliant, cause you only hear my roar. I'm the trouble you've been looking for. And I don't ever hide from a fight that needs to be fought. And I would never filter a cigarette or a thought. Cause my mind is open wide, and it grows and it grows. Inhibitions cast aside. It just goes where it goes. I don't answer to a boss man, no, no, no. See, I'm a great big bad brown buffalo. Yeah.
Before I dive into this section, let's sidestep for a minute to talk about vamps. A vamp is a repeating musical phrase that often introduces a song or a character. And they are a powerful thing. In essence, they enter the metaphorical room before the character, building the anticipation and a general vibe for that character. Think of the vamps that play before Judas's arrival in Heaven on Their Minds from Jesus Christ Superstar, or the vamps before Velma's appearance in All That Jazz in Chicago, or the MC's appearance in Willkommen in Cabaret. A musical vamp is like a herald telling you to pay special attention. And Iconis has written a top-notch, all-star vamp for Oscar Acosta here. It feels like these instruments are both announcing his presence and reveling in it. After the in-your-face opening, Iconis wanted to give Oscar a song in the vein of Bob Seger's Ramblin' Gamblin' Man or the Rolling Stones' Street Fighting Man. Songs that are, as he says, sexy and heavy, cocksure and full of swagger. The music sounds excited to be in Acosta's presence, and so we, and Hunter, know this is someone to pay attention to. But Oscar isn't only this. And he gives us this great illustration of his open mind. The word wide stretches to contain many syllables in a wide arc, while the orchestration gives us a slightly surreal repeating phrase to show that even when his mind is exploring, it is always churning. And like Hunter himself, Oscar doesn't like authority, but he frames it as something natural. How could a buffalo answer to a boss? And I love that Oscar sings that last line lower, quieter, and smaller than anything thus far. There's great confidence in making us lean in to hear him say what we already know. He's charged onto the field to us, now he's making us come to him.
My head is full of acid, but my heart is kind and pure. I'm the trouble you've been looking for.
He's the trouble you've been looking for.
My politics are liberal, but I pack a 44, which I used to fight for those who are too weak to wage a war. I'm the trouble we've been looking for.
He's the trouble you've been looking for.
Cause my mind is open. It expands, it expands. Every open gate I pry with these hands, leaving no path left untried. Walk the sands. I'm no ordinary human, no. See, I'm a great big bad brown buffalo, and if you think I'm not heavy, you got it wrong. This is my birthright, baby. And this is my song. Food, booze, drugs, guns, and radical politics. 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 Guns and radical politics. Guns and radical politics. Hey, white man, do you know what I am?
You're the brown buffalo.
See, now you know.
After that introduction and opener, we get another display of power in the song, backup singers. At first they only sing yeah, but then they repeat what Oscar sings, both emphasizing and supporting what he's singing. Oscar has established himself as a force, but now he's a leader of others. Musically, he's not just a lone wolf, or a lone buffalo, technically. And the line he and they repeat is, I'm the trouble you've been looking for. If the beginning of the song feels like it's partly a challenge to Hunter's more privileged, relaxed approach to fighting injustice, now Oscar is offering himself as an ally. He, like Hunter, fights for justice, while also, like Hunter, loving drugs and guns and chaos. And I love that Joe Iconis changes this lyric slightly in the repeat. Oscar first says, I'm the trouble you've been looking for, then I'm the trouble we've been looking for. A small change that shows a growing alliance between the two. And I have to spotlight the line immediately before this one. My politics are liberal, but I pack a 44, which I use to fight for those who are too weak to wage a war. This line says a lot in terms of content and Oscar's commitment both to guns and fighting for those who are less fortunate. But the brilliance of that wordplay on too weak to wage a war shows how clever and facile Oscar's mind is. He contains multitudes, and Iconis is showing them all off, sometimes in the same line. We then get a return to the chorus of Oscar's expanded mind, but this time his assertion leads somewhere else. Once again, he challenges Hunter and the listener by saying he is the buffalo, and if they don't think so, they're wrong. And he again reminds us that this is his song to sing, but now it becomes something different. Instead of the swaggering ballad we've gotten so far, the song shifts into what sounds like a protest chant, appropriate for the ferocious activist that Oscar is. But the chant celebrates the things that Oscar loves and believes in: food, booze, drugs, guns, and radical politics. Much like Hunter, who also blends a particular ferocious patriotism with a personal decadence. And although Oscar begins the chant himself, he hands it off to the ensemble while he sings a celebratory call over them. Once again, we're reminded what a leader he is, able to inspire others and stir up a little chaos. And at the very end, he repeats his phrase from the very beginning. "Hey, white man, do you know what I am?" But this time it isn't a challenge to Hunter, it's an invitation. Hunter now knows exactly who Oscar is, a ferocious, swaggering, bold, smart, incendiary, rebellious activist force, and exactly who Hunter needs. And now, thanks to this excellent song, we all know it too.